Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to my live stream. Currently, it is almost 2 o'clock market time. Looking like we are trying to reverse this move. We had this flag that we currently broke out of. I'm on a practice account right now, just testing my live streaming capabilities. Did a couple live streams, so if you guys saw that in your notifications, my bad. Just gonna try to live stream from this point on because I want to start a community that is dedicated to trading, day trading, or investing. And I want us to be able to have a community where we help each other learn to trade. I am by means not a professional at all. I do know that there's a lot of things I lack. I lack a lot of discipline. That's evident in last week's video. Completely blew up my account because I didn't stop at my $900 daily loss limit. And that's one of the rules I set for myself because typically, average day, I usually make about 1,200. And if I lose 900 on a day, I can come back the next day. And if I make 1,200, I cancel out that losing day and have about $300 profit. But enough on that. Looking at the markets here, we have this flag currently broke out of, came down. We're looking at possibly a resumption upwards here. Just hanging out at point of control currently. We are pretty slow right now in terms of movement. Usually things pick up around 2 o'clock because there's just an hour left of trading. If you guys trade the afternoon sessions, you know that it gets pretty slow. Our current bias is long. We had this monster rally up, and then we're just consolidating right now. Obviously, this kind of move had pretty low volume, so compared to previous day, you look at the SPY and QQQ, you'll note that the volume today was pretty low, even though we had this 1% move up, 1.3%, 1.4 for the NAS. And honestly, we have an inverse head and shoulders forming on the Nasdaq. It would probably be confirmed if we have some positive earnings. I think that's really what the market is waiting for. This move up here is a little suspicious to me. Not a lot of sellers that we've been seeing, but hoping to trade tomorrow live. And it's actually a little nerve-wracking trading live because, I've been recording my trades, but trading live, it just adds another, another factor, another thing of stress onto trading, because trading by itself is already pretty stressful. So hoping to live stream tomorrow, and if you guys like that kind of content, please like, comment, subscribe. Helps a lot. I know I haven't been really posting a lot of my trades. That's primarily because I'm trying to come back from a losing streak. So we'll see what happens here. Sorry, just my stream popped up a notification. So just watching here. ES made substantial moves higher, almost at value area high. Nasdaq has not. Looking here at the range chart, you can see we broke out of this flag, currently sitting at point of control. Have a little bit of sellers poking through here. Almost 1 o'clock. So this 1 o'clock candle here is going to be pretty important. Probably set the tone of what's going to happen. So 1 o'clock here. See, things are starting to pick up a little bit quicker now. This could be just a pullback. Delta's looking a little heavy here. My base case is still up. We had pretty nice moves so far. And this could just be a retest of this flag here that we broke out of. Technically, we could look at this like resistance here at this 14,168 level. Coming down again here. If we lose this, we're probably coming down back into this channel, which does not look well for the bulls. Yeah, things are starting to pick up a bit. Delta's a little heavy here. We'll see what happens. We'll see if we can break this resistance here at 14,168. At this point in time, I'm just going to try to sit out for now. We do look like we want to curl back up, but we do have some sellers here, so just going to be patient on this move. Currently, no one's watching me trade. That's okay, because I have 4 subscribers. You got to start somewhere, right? Just want to say thank you to my 4 subscribers. Thank you guys for watching my videos, and I think I might do market recaps too. I think that might be beneficial just for myself and at the same time for other people that are looking for some sort of edge in trading or some sort of hypothesis to add to their trading plan. That might be something that is interesting. It's looking good for us to go upwards, I would say. But the candles right now are just, we're getting some sellers poking through here. Look at that. If this can get bought up, it's pretty heavy selling though. But the fact that we bought this up, it's a good sign. I like this hammer candle. I'm tempted to go long here. We are at this area that we broke out of. It's a retest here. I'm going to go ahead and go long here. I think invalidation of my hypothesis will be probably right around this area. Save me a couple dollars. We're currently long 1. Trade's currently flat. Just hoping that this continues to the upside. We do have some selling on the ES. It does look like we're trying to turn up. That can definitely reverse. The fact that we have this nice little hammer here shows me that there are some buyers still interested in taking this higher. Base case is upwards, but again, there's some sellers coming in here, so definitely could get stopped out of this trade, and we just might, but just gonna take a shot at going long here. Looks like we got some nice buyers trying to pick this up. Action is still pretty slow currently on the day, so let's just wait and see what happens here. If we happen to break down here, I'm okay trying to take a long here. This kind of makes sense to me. Had a nice ramp up, consolidate, pull back here. If you look at it, we have somewhat of possible uptrend here that we formed. Obviously, invalidation would be taking out this low that we just made. I think the target on the NAS was the 50-day moving average. That's what I thought that the NAS was trying to go towards. We almost made it there. 50-day is currently sitting at 14,233. I would assume that we hit that. We've done that the past couple days. Actually, the last week of trading, we were able to hit that. That's where I assumed we wanted to go today, but we were just a little bit short high of the day was 14,199, so about 4,200. Psychological number there, 4,200 makes sense as an area that people would sell. Nice round even number. That's our high of the day. But I assume we go and run that, or at least have a second try at it. But we'll see what the market gives us. We got about 2 more hours of trading. So honestly, this could take quite the time to get back up there. Usually the last hour of the day, we pick up pretty substantially. But as you can see, we have deltas here that are diverging. We got higher deltas, especially on this move downwards. We got lower lows. We got higher deltas. Do have some buyers coming in, so our trade is currently working in our favor, up $100. We're at point of control again. We can resume up above that. I would be more interested to add another contract, but as of now, it looks like we are rejecting it. Looking like we'd maybe come back down to this area again. Probably going to keep this pretty darn near here just because I want to give it some room to breathe. Tempted to add another one on. We do have some nice movement to the upside, but we just got to get past this delta area or this point of control to resume to the high of the day. Looking a little heavy here on delta. We still have some buyers coming in though. I'm a bit interested to buy another one here. I just don't know if we're going to continue downwards with this rejection off point of control. It's looking a little heavy. And we could get taken out of our position here. So I'm just going to be patient. We're still trending upwards a bit. So just watching here. And we got taken out. We're back into this channel, which is not good for the bulls. So we are down 200 on the day. That could have just been a stop loss hunt. But we did break this delta trend here. So maybe we should be looking for shorts. It looked like we were trying to move upwards, but kind of looks like we want to reverse now. And we just might have that since we're going to come back into this channel here. This has been holding as good resistance. Haven't been able to get above it since we broke down below it. So I'm just going to be watching here. Going to try to be patient on this trade. It looks like we're trying to come back up. I'm just not 100% sure where the market's trying to go right now. Just honestly sideways consolidation. We have an area that we need to get above. That's right here. And we're going to try to be patient with this trade. Honestly, just going sideways. So until we break out of this range, we're likely not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. We could try to buy the bottom end of this range here, but delta's looking kind of heavy. We're making some lower delta lows here, so I'm a little hesitant to try to buy that. Depends on what happens once we come down here, and maybe if we break this downtrend, I'll probably go in for another long. But For now, we are going down back into the bottom of the channel. Kind of wish we did that at the first in the first place, but that's okay. Just hugging this downtrend now. Delta is making lower lows here. And we'll see what happens here at this area. Interested to see if we have any buyers left in this area. If we break this, I'm interested in going short, obviously, because we had nice reactions off of it. But the overall trend of the day was up. Just kind of difficult to deny that fact. Just going to be patient on this. So we're coming down here. Delta's pretty heavy. We made lower delta lows. We'll see if we bounce off of it, but it kind of looks like we want to go down, maybe test the VWAP. Yep, and we broke it. So I'll be looking to get in short here, maybe on a possible retest, if we get that opportunity. Got a pop up here. I wonder if we're going to test this or if we're going to go back up to this trend line. That's the question. We can probably scale in, or maybe we won't even get the test. Wow, Delta's really, really heavy right now. Tempted to go in. So it looks like we're starting to pick up momentum to the downside. Just going to be patient here. I'm going to watch what happens here at this level to see if we get a meaningful rejection. I think I'm okay selling one there just to see what happens. And we come right back up here. We're pretty darn close to this downtrend, so might not get stopped out. So it might be a good entry point for us. Looks like we do want to come up to retest it. Just don't know if we're going to get that order filled. Doesn't really look like it. Yeah, it doesn't look like they want to give us that order fill. We barely came up. Almost tested it. We'll see what happens here. I'm interested maybe to go long at VWAP. I think that is our target. If we are truly bullish on this day, we should bounce off of VWAP pretty easily here. We do have Valley Area High from Thursday right here. That might be an interesting area too. So if we get filled on this order, that might be where I would be inclined to get out. Looks like we're going to get this order filled. We got that order filled. And this downtrend is currently being tested. I guess invalidation of this downtrend would be a pretty good indicator for me to get out. We are at an area of resistance, so it makes sense that we move lower from it. At the same time, I want to keep this pretty close. Let's see what happens here. We do have some buyers coming in that are poking through, so that's one thing to note. But it looks like we do have some selling pressure too. So Be interested to see what happens. We're currently up on this trade, but we are down 200 on the day so far. But breaking this downtrend would probably invalidate it for me. So I'm going to keep that there. We could bring this to break even, but I want to give this a little room to breathe. So we got some buyers coming back here. Don't know if we're going to lose this level. This is a 4,100 level. Pretty strong psychological level there. And we do have some deltas moving to the upside here. So just in case, let's just put this to break even and see if we continue to the downside or not. So we have a new 5-minute candle that opened a minute ago. If we look at the main display here, we have this wick that it's about 4,100 that we bought off of. That honestly might be a good spot to take profit on this short. I think I might just trail it. Delta does look a little heavy. But no matter what, we are green on this trade. We come up and get stopped out. That's okay with me. But if we don't hold this 4,100 level, we're definitely coming down to value area high from Thursday. So it looks like we're going to get stopped out here. And we did. Only down $50 on the day, which is just good. Trying to come back from a losing trade there. So we got stopped out and then market moved back down, which is unfortunate. But again, the overall theme of today is bullish. It's just that we have a bit of a pullback occurring so far. Look at the minute chart here. We do have some buyers here. 4,100. It makes sense as a level to buy in. Delta's starting to move upwards. I would like to see this area, this downtrend get broken though. We do have some nice tails here, but those can get taken out pretty easily. Just going to be patient here. Delta looks pretty good. I think we're going to go and break this downtrend. 4,100 level as a buy-in makes sense to me. But ES is selling off pretty heavy. That's just something to note. ES is coming down a little heavier than the NAS. But I'm going to be watching 4,100. Might be a good spot to buy in. Good psychological number. Or if we break this downtrend that we are currently in, it's a mini downtrend. If we break this trend line, I'll be looking to go long. But looking to see what happens here at 4,100. I might buy one in here. But we still have quite a bit of time before the market starts to pick up here. Afternoon session is pretty difficult to trade just because it's so slow. We do have buyers here at 41.07. Probably could have held this for a little bit longer, but so that's pretty heavy delta. I'm looking to short that. Huge delta move downwards here. Someone's trying to get out. I think value area high makes sense to me. Maybe we should have kept this short on just because we didn't validate it completely. But I just wanted some profit on the table because we were coming back from a losing trade. So if we lose this 4100 level, these lower levels here are fair game. And it looks like we are trying to go down to test it. We might get a nice bounce off of 4100. So we got deltas moving downwards. And again, there was that nice 4100 bounce. Still in this downtrend. I guess if we break above it, that would invalidate this trade for me, which it looks like we're trying to do. It's good delta moves. I'm looking to get out here pretty soon. We'll see how this candle closes out. So we got some good buyers coming in here. So I'm willing to eat that loss there. 165 back down to minus 200 on the day. Tested this 4100 level, bounced off of it. We broke this downtrend here. Looking to possibly go long, but just gonna wait to see what happens. We do have some nice delta here, move upwards. Did have a nice delta move down, but it got bought up pretty quick once we hit that 4100 level. Actually looking to go long, maybe on a retest of this downtrend. I think it looks good for a long. I'm probably going to scale into this with 2 contracts. Pretty confident we bounce up from here. It's pretty risky, in my opinion, as a trade, but I'm willing to let this breathe a bit. Below 4100, it's going to be an invalidation for me. And I might scale into this with another contract, but we will see. Down 215 on the day. It's a bit disheartening, but you know, we had to try. This did look initially like a breakdown, but again, that 4100 level was a good spot to buy in, like I was saying. So good psychological level for us to come in. We do have this area of resistance here that might be another spot that we break down from, but we have a lot of breathing room, and we're probably going to let this be the last trade of the day if we happen to get taken out of it, because this is a substantial drawdown here. So we'll see what happens. Again, 4100 was a good level to buy in off of. I might do one on 4100 if we get down that low. It's just I don't like taking on 3 contracts. So that's just one thing I want to be wary of. You know, it could be that we sell off this afternoon too, as earnings come out later. We do have Netflix, I believe, after market. And the last time Netflix reported, things were pretty terrible. Let me double check that here. Do we have Netflix reporting after hours? So TradingView says 419.22, and it does look like after market close. So that'll be very interesting. That might set the tone of where the market's going to go. I would assume they're probably doing better, but so we hit this level again. We're rejecting off of it. really difficult to trade this afternoon session just because it's so slow. Tests your patience quite a bit. So just gonna continue to watch. We have some moves up on Delta here, but it's not substantial moves up. 5 minute, it doesn't really look productive. Still below the moving averages. Point of control is all the way up here, so it makes sense for us to be gravitated towards it, but we'll see what happens. Interested to add in another contract here at 4,100. Gonna go ahead and do it and hope this thesis plays out. Looking kind of heavy on Delta though, so I'm a bit nervous. And bring these down a bit just to give it a little bit more room to breathe. So we hit 4102, starting to bounce back up above it, hoping that this comes back up. Gonna move my stops back up here. Just in case. It would be a shame if we dip below it and then rally from there. I've seen the market do that many times, especially to me, probably to you guys too, if you've been in the markets for a while. Maybe put one at highs of the day. Again, I was eyeing the 50-day moving average as the target that we wanted to go to. I'm still assuming that we hit that. I just don't think we're going to do it today, especially with this far of a move away from it. But again, we can go wherever. I'm eyeing this point of control here. I might close all contracts there if we happen to get up that far. Again, buying this 4,100 level, it makes sense to me. Probably should have waited and bought it in around this low here, but a bit impatient again. Like I told you, having trouble with being patient in the market. So it's kind of playing out like we wanted. We're having some nice moves up 700 on this so far. I should probably bring this to break even, but I do want to give it a little bit more room to breathe. Interested to see if we get to point of control. We do have some nice delta moves here, but again, we're entering the zone where we've had a lot of resistance. So I'll move back up to this top part here. Makes sense to me if we can still capture this area. Just watching here. Again, I don't normally trade 3 contracts, but the afternoon sessions is pretty slow, so I can afford to take that much risk just because the moves are kind of slower and more predictable, I guess. So we're going to bring 2 of these to break even. I'm going to keep one, hopefully the trail. Maybe not. So it's doing as we thought, maintaining our bullishness. Point of control is definitely on the table now. Got some nice delta buyers coming in here. A lot of buyers are stepping in right now, working in our favor currently. I'm going to keep one pretty close just in case we happen to reverse. I still have 2 more contracts down here. And we're at a position where we're green on our trade. So just going to see this pullback continues. And if we resume off of it, do want to probably capture in some gains here if we happen to not. If we happen to come down here. Got out of one. Hoping it bounces off of this area. Again, we are up on the day. So no matter what, we have gains in locked in. I just hope we don't get taken out here, which looks like we're going to. Just barely. And we are out. So up 250 on the day. Unfortunate that we didn't lock in profits here, but looks like this was kind of the midpoint of the channel. Probably should have locked in profits there, but that's okay. We're back in this channel here, looking pretty strong in terms of delta. Had some nice buyers come in. It's just unfortunate that we got this pullback was a little bit bigger than I thought it would be, and we probably should have just kept one here, break even. But hindsight's 2020. Still looking like we have some good buyers here. Tempted to go in long again. However, I do want to be patient and just see what plays out. Just see how far back this pullback goes till. So we're below this area again, which is not good, but we're pretty close to it where we can break above. On the minute chart, we basically hit the 21 and just backed off of it. Usually not a good sign. That's probably would have been a good spot to take profit for at least one contract, honestly. I should have looked at that, but hindsight's 2020. We still have some nice moves upwards here. Yeah, delta divergence here on the 5-minute for the ES. Some nice moves up. Nasdaq not so much showing any divergences, but the ES here is showing a nice divergence. So you can see prices making lower lows, delta's making higher lows. At a spot where I don't want to be going long, but at the same time, I don't want to be going short. Gonna look at this 4100 level here. Definitely want to take a position there if we head down that way, especially if delta is making a much higher low in price. So I want to do a good job of trying to narrate what I'm looking at, trying to narrate what I'm seeing in the markets, because I think as a trader, it's good to have that kind of ability to narrate what you're seeing, what you're doing, why you're doing it. Yeah, just looking at this, I do feel like we're gonna come down because the NAS is not really following in terms of divergences. We're making lower delta lows here. But we'll see. I'd like to see us to get back above the point of control, but I was just impatient. I couldn't wait that long, I guess. Starting to see some nice delta moves up here. Tempted to go long, but bottom of this channel would have been a better entry. Could come up here, and if we don't make a higher delta high, it's kind of a sign for me that we're probably going to come down to this value area high from Thursday. I mean, we've had a significant move up today. I guess pullback makes sense. Trying to figure out what is the market trying to do. And it almost looks like we're still in this channel. You look here. So it looks like that's what we're doing. We're still in this kind of flag channel type of thing. Try it out on the minute chart or the 5-minute chart here. So hopefully you guys were able to capture some gains this morning. Really strong moves up. Just in the middle of the channel, which you don't want to be making a trade. We're just going to be patient and see what happens. Just waiting patiently. Honestly, it might be like this until 3 o'clock. So last hour trading, we usually get a lot more momentum and a lot more people trying to get out or get in positions. So I'm going to get rid of this. It's not really relevant. Just really slow trading. Very, very slow. I guess if we held on to our position, we would have been higher than 250 on the day. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we're coming up here. I'm interested to see if we make a higher or lower delta. We look at so delta is not making a higher high. Oh, and there it is. There's the pop. Goodness. Wow, we should have held this position, huh? We're up at the top of the channel now. Looks like we want to go to point of control. Pretty strong delta moves up. Breaking this channel. I just don't know if the extent of this move up, if it's going to be significant or not. Just going to be patient here. Trading rules tell me to possibly short this. Top of the channel, bottom channel, top channel, bottom channel, right? You can't deny these delta moves up pretty strong. Am I willing to risk this much downside? Probably not. Yeah, this would have been a really great hold. So you gotta let your trades breathe sometimes. This is kind of dangerous, going to 3 contracts here. Should probably keep it at 1. Average into some of these trades. Honestly thinking that I should sell this. So we're going to get out here at 4,100. Maybe keep a runner. Invalidation would be getting higher than this. Obviously, have some delta sellers kind of poking through. Bit nervous on this trade because it's such a strong delta move upwards. But we are at the top of the channel, and we'll assume that this is going to act accordingly as long as it's still in play. Invalidation up here. It looks like we're going to get invalidated. Pretty close. Good sellers are still up here, so make that trade. Buyers are coming in. I'm going to flip it. Didn't make a higher delta though. It's unfortunate. Feels like we want to come down, but at the same time, I feel like I should probably stay long in this position. I don't like flip-flopping so much. I think we resume up. Huge doubt to move upwards. Did not make a higher high on price. Almost tagged it up here. Sorry guys, I don't mean to flip-flop so much. But there's none yet in here anyway, so do have bit of an uptrend like this. Hopefully we don't get stopped out. We're in a bit of a chop here. Just gonna be patient on this trade. I think we move up. Pretty confident we move up. Thesis is that we continue up here. Point of control, I think we take out highs of the day, and I think we hit the 50-day moving average. That's my thesis. Question is, does my account balance allow me to take this drawdown if we happen to come down here? I don't think it does. But got to be patient when it comes to trading, especially the afternoon session. It's just something that I find myself lacking most of the time. Is patience. We really wish we held this for longer. This would have been a great play. Key level, bottom of this channel. Goodness. About 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. We're still above the 21 5-minute moving average, which is right at this low here. So I'm gonna just be patient. I'm making lower delta lows, which is nerve-wracking to me. I don't like to see that. That's a pretty big delta sell. It's probably an indication I should probably get out. It's like we're trying to reverse it, but still, this scares me. The fact that we reversed this delta sell, it's pretty interesting. Minute left till this 5-minute candle closes out. And give this a little more room. Do I have this trend line here? It's unfortunate we couldn't move this in time. Thesis is still there. I just don't know if my account balance can handle that right now. To see that thesis play out. Shouldn't be taken on 3 contracts, but Again, it's the afternoon session, so it gets pretty slow in the afternoon. Yeah, Delta's just making lower lows here. Could be that the sellers are getting absorbed though, because we're not breaking down. Good Delta buys coming in. So we are up on this trade. Question is, do I want to give it room to breathe? I do give it room to breathe. It's kind of heavy here though at point of control. Put one here at the high of the day. I think we have a runner as well. I mean, we have some nice moves upwards. Up, pull back up, pull back up, pull back up. That's what I'm hoping for. Broke this channel here. Could be a retest of the channel. So I'm letting it breathe a bit. Delta's kind of heavy though. Showed good absorption here. So I would assume we hold here. We have market sells, but limit orders were buying it up, keeping it at this price. At least that's the thesis. We got stopped out of one. Still looks pretty good. We bought back in basically where we got stopped out. Back inside this channel again, which makes me a little nervous. It's looking a little heavy. But it's a higher delta low, so it gives me a little bit of confidence. Yeah, I think part of it is I gotta be more patient when it comes to trading. Like buying down here would have been nice instead of these areas up here. Getting stopped out a lot because my entries aren't good. We got some sellers up here, so makes me a little nervous. Got about 5 minutes until the 2 o'clock session or 3 o'clock session, 1 hour before closing. Interested to see what happens in the last hour of trading. I would assume we go up. Usually days like this have had pretty good moves to the upside, especially after a gigantic move like we had this morning. Just the market's so slow. So slow. Nice candle here. This candle made me really nervous. We can break above this. We'll definitely continue upwards to highs of the day. Got a lot of resistance up here to 14,170. Just being patient here. I would love to see us break out of this channel. But even if we do, next target's this 14,170 area. Have this resistance for a while. We're going to need a substantial number of buyers to get above that. We're looking productive on the long side here. Looks like that trend line we drew in is holding. So this is holding. So unfortunately, we got stopped out here, but it allowed us to buy in at a lower price, average into it. At a loss to our balance, obviously. I'm tempted to just lock in this 480. But at the same time, I don't want to miss out if this does happen to ramp up. Got 2 minutes left until 1 hour left of the market. We're looking good for a bounce to the upside. Interested to see what happens, how volatile it gets once the 1 o'clock, once we hit 3 o'clock, sorry. Almost at point of control, slowly grinding up there. Yes, it's trying to move up. Nas is trying to move up. I just don't know if we have enough momentum to really get us up there. Looking kind of heavy here. Making some lower highs here on Delta. Not a big fan of. But price is trying to go up. Got a minute, 30 seconds left until the 1 o'clock. Sorry, 3 o'clock. I don't know why I keep saying 1 o'clock. We should get an influx of buyers and sellers, so things might get a little crazy here in 10 seconds. So things are starting to pick up in pace. Got an hour left of trading. Rejection off opponent control. We are above this channel though. It's a good sign. The question is, are we going to pop opponent control? Looks like we're trying. Got some buyers coming in. This has been quite the long trading session. Pretty much flat on the day now. Just watching to see if there's any indication I should just get out of this trade. Be flat for the day. Losing opponent control here. Still got some buyers. We can perpetuate up here. Past opponent control. I could see us going to highs of the day. You have a nice trend established here. We'll see if we can continue. If we come back down and retest. If this can continue to the upside. Currently, it looks like opponent control are getting rejected. So just being patient here. So that's a good buy up. Look at the main display. As you can see, the 9 is crossing over the 21, which is a really good sign for us because we are long on this position. It's very, very difficult to maintain composure testing this trend line. I'd like to see a nice bounce off of it. ES is doing a lot better than the NAS. ES has reclaimed point of control. It's rejecting off value area high though. So our thesis might be incorrect. Can't hold this trend line, then I'll probably get out of this position. Pretty slow. Starting to look like our thesis is no longer working out. See how this closes. hoping we would blast through this point of control, but we did not. Seeing a lot of sellers up here. So buyers held this area for now. So it looks like we are coming down a little heavy. It's making me a little nervous. Pretty heavy there. Good buyout. Looks like we got absorption here. Some buyers here preventing it from going further downwards. We're making higher deltas now. Or I should say lower deltas. Lower delta highs though, which I don't like. But our thesis is still up. We're at a spot where it could definitely reverse, which is what I'm nervous about. We're still above this channel that we broke out of. Broke out, retest. Assume we resume upwards. Some buyers coming in. Got to blow past this point of control, especially this area here. It's been notable resistance. Bring this first exit down a bit. I'd like to see us blow past this. Then maybe, because if we can get past here, we're going to slide right up to this area pretty fast. So your buyers are coming in. I'm going to get out of one just to de-risk a bit. This is what we were talking about. So high of the day is now on the table. Broke out of this area of resistance. So now we should be going to high of the day. I do want to just trail one just in case we happen to just reverse. Up about 700 on the day. We are currently struggling with this. Again, this trading session has been very, very long. Very long trading session so far. So we're able to pop up above there. I'd like to see a continual move up. Do want to bring my stop up here. I want to see a stronger move to the upside. Do you have a big wall of sellers up here? We should be attracted to this high. There it is. There's the pop. I think we've been trading for like an hour. We've been in this trade for like ever, it feels like. Just got to hit the high. It's definitely on the table. Delta's getting up there. It's not like crazy good delta because but we can still continue upside here. We're up 1,200 on the day, which is pretty darn good. It just sucks. It took us forever. Again, this entry here would have been perfect. But again, just want to lock in some profits after being down so much. We might get stopped out of this trade here. Or not. Second target's going to get hit. Hit our second target. And now we just have a runner on the table. That we're just going to let run. So we're up about 1,600 on the day so far. If you guys have been still watching, thank you guys. I know it's been quite the long session. I know I made quite a bit of mistakes here, but I talked through all of it, reasoning for some of these trades. And it seems like our thesis was correct. So now delta's making really nice higher deltas. And this can potentially run, honestly, to the 50-day moving average now. 14,234. We're close. So we hit 14,200. Still another area that could be strong resistance, but we do have some buyers coming in. And we just might get stopped out here, but I am definitely okay with that because we are up 1,600 so far. This one contract alone is up 1,200. So if we get stopped out here, I'm fine with that. This was really difficult to trade, but glad our thesis was correct. Maybe we should have had this one higher, but you never know what could have happened here. So we hit 14,207, backing off a bit from it. New 5-minute candle. We just might get stopped out here. we made a lot of trades. At least we bought 15 contracts. It's quite a lot considering we've been trading for like an hour. But I mean, in terms of number of trades, they were pretty darn close together. So, you know, it's okay. So this is a nice candle. Looks like we're gonna pop this high again. 4,200 definitely gives us way to the 50-day moving average. And I'm going to continue to just let this trail. Keep it below valley area high. I'm wondering if I should just get out here, book this 1,800 on the day. But it seems like the market wants to continue higher. So again, target for me was the 50-day moving average, 14,219, or actually 14,234. That's where I think the market wants to go. So I think I'm gonna let myself get stopped out here. Actually, maybe not. We'll just let it run. I'm happy if we get stopped out here at Valley Area High. Plenty of profit on the table. I do just want to see the extent of how far this thing will go. Yes, and the NAS is rallying accordingly. We are now up 2.21% on the Nasdaq. I do want to lock in as much profit as possible. See what happens. We'll see if we continue rallying up here. Pretty strong move, all things considering. The dollar's up, 10 years up today. However, the Nasdaq and S&P is up. These things should be putting negative pressure on the indices, but obviously buyers don't care. And again, the volume today though is a bit concerning, just because it's not even as much volume as yesterday on SPY. If you look at the QQQ, it's not even as much volume as yesterday either. So that's just one thing that's a little concerning to me. If we get stopped out here at Valley Area High, that's fine with me. Just want to see the extent that this thing will run. I want to keep my runner in there. But Valley Area High, if it does want to continue higher, we should be able to breeze past this. We, broke 4,200. So that's a nice psychological level where our stop is at 4,206. If the buyers want to keep this high, they're not going to let us breach 4,200. So maybe I should move my stop down to 4,200. Might be a good area to get out of. But honestly, we're up 1,800 right now. Tempted to just we'll just let it run. We'll just see what happens here. Just try to keep as much on the table as possible. Yeah, we're going to get stopped out, it seems. value area high, shifted upwards. Just barely got stopped out. And we got stopped out. So it's 1300 on that trade, 960 on this one, and 320 on this one. All in all, we probably should have let this one run more, but having 3 contracts on the table is very, very hard to keep your sanity when you're seeing your account drop with 3 contracts. Really happy that this trade worked out in our favor. Obviously, the real trades was down here. Probably should have just let this breathe more, but you know, we took profits because we had this loser here, and it allowed us to do some of these trades up here that were kind of bad in a sense. Should have just waited for this trend line to be tested before entering, but all in all, pretty happy with our thesis and pretty happy the way it played out. Again, I'm going to try to go live tomorrow morning. I know there's a lot of other futures traders that you guys probably will watch, but just keep my channel in mind. If you guys got some pointers, I would love to hear it. And yeah, hopefully you guys had a profitable day. If we look here, we have 1750 on the table. Really happy with that. And with that, I will be signing off for the day. So hope you guys had a profitable day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace. Hold on. How do I, okay, end stream. All right. Peace out, guys.